Okay, we're live, folks. Coach Michael Burt, Coach Chase Gruning. I'm out at the lodge today on a Monday. I love these Mondays. Dan Miller, Chase, wrote a book called No More Mondays many, many years ago, and I kind of restructured my Mondays as I have typically from 8 to 11 on Monday mornings just to myself. So I can do whatever I want, no meetings, no nothing. This morning I got up, I went to a track, I walked outside, although it's only 31 degrees. I actually went to the Cracker Barrel and had some grilled chicken tenders.
Okay.
and sat and had some breakfast, and then I came out to the lodge. So I restructured my Mondays so that I didn't work on Sunday and then kind of slam into the week. But which office are you at today?
I'm in Dixon, Tennessee, and it's funny you say that because I do the exact opposite. I meet with all my leaders every Monday from 8 to 11, have one-on-one, and I like to just launch into the week on Mondays. And like you said, I mean, there's no – what was the book title?
No More Mondays. Yep.
No More Mondays. I just feel like if you start Mondays with the hardest things, the most complicated things, it gets you in that groove for the week. But obviously you do it at a high level, so I may rethink that.
Well, what I found about this schedule is I use an entrepreneurial time system, as you know, and I learned that from Dan Sullivan. And I rest and I practice and I play, but all in on a Sunday, I just have such a flood of creativity, and I have such an output of energy after I go to church. And we try to go to church in 8, the 8:20 service. So we're done by 9:40. We're at the house by 10. We're having lunch. And I have such an outpouring of creativity on Sunday that it's literally like a work day. So, what I was doing is doing all of that on Sunday and then coming into Monday and then traveling. So I step back and I go, okay, if I could restructure this, how would I restructure it? And I go, I think I should have some buffer time. And then my meetings go from 11 to, let's just say 3:30. And then I'll go to the gym this afternoon. And then I'll kind of finish my day with the gym before I go home and see the kids. And so it's just after a lot of years doing this, it's like in sports, if you remember, you were a football coach. So we had, you had game days, you had, I'm assuming no pad days.
Yep.
And walkthrough days. Then you had heavy days, right? So, it's like with me, what I'm trying to do is kind of get into a rhythm and a structure and a creativity. So I just finished my leadership meeting with Jana. We have about an hour and 15-minute leadership meeting on Monday. And I was able to make some sales this morning, do some sales calls, things like that. And then I headed to private equity meeting. Then I head into some other meetings with some of the deals that I have this afternoon. So that's just a different kind of Monday for me. But like I said, you're still young and full of piss and vinegar. And, by the time you're 50, you may be going, hey man, I'd like to take these Mondays a little bit different.
No doubt.
But I also have a 4-hour one-to-one tomorrow, and I'm on the road for 5 days next week. So I kind of look at it like, how do I schedule this thing out? Now, you and I do these StreamYards called Coach to Coach. You were a coach, I was a coach. I think we both probably attribute a lot of our success to what we learned in sport.
Oh yeah.
And not everybody had that, by the way. Not everybody had great coaches. Not everybody knew how to win. Not everybody came from cultures like that. So I actually think it gives us a competitive advantage. But today our topic is from a book title called Predictably Irrational. And I got a gift card for Christmas. Thank you to one of my students. And with the Barnes & Noble's discount, 25% off, I was able to get 3 books for $60 yesterday. And so I'm walking through there and I'm like, all right, what do I want to learn in 2026? And I want to learn more about decision-making. Like, why do people make decisions? Why are they irrational in their decisions? I want to learn more negotiating because I do a lot of negotiating in my world. And I want to learn about products versus services. And so those are the 3 books that I chose at the bookstore. But this title, Predictably Irrational, It amazes me. Like right now in my coaching company, I'm running a 50% off special. Okay. That is 50% off the total. So if a one-to-one with me is $30,000, a person could buy it for $15,000. If 3 hours with me is $15,000, a person could buy it for $7,500. If a flight with me on a private jet was $5,000, they could buy it for $2,500. And I do these things, Chase, to really study human behavior, because this is probably the last time I'll do that until deep into the year next year. Like, you won't see me turn around and do that in the first quarter or second quarter. I may do it, on my 50th birthday, 50% off, but that won't be till August. So and I think you're doing the same thing in your coaching company, right? Is it steep discount right now, or is there a discount right now?
Yeah, end of the year discount. Our main program, the coach's office, we never discount that. But I mean, our events, the one that you're speaking at, in a month and a half, 50% off till 1/1. Our white label book, you can be the author of your own book, 50% off.
Yep.
And same thing. I mean, and I know we're going to get into it, but just getting people to take action, what moves that needle? And it's really interesting to see what's happened over the last week or two.
Yeah. So what have you witnessed? Because it's interesting to me, because I did a call on Friday of last week with a very successful person. That person works at JP Morgan. They work with high net worth clients. They said they wanted to package their intellectual property. I go, this is exactly how you do it. This is what it costs. It's 30 grand. Spend 4 hours with me, or 15 grand for 3 hours. You get this, and this. And they go, okay, I'm really serious about this. And then I went back the next day and said, hey, it's your lucky day. It's 50% off. Like, if you were thinking about doing it on Friday and it's 50% off on Saturday, what would stop you from really doing it? And it's interesting to me, this Predictably Irrational book kind of goes into how a person will be cheap on one thing, but spend a lot of money on another thing. Now, I always say I'm a pretty frugal guy. Okay. And I said that once when I was flying on my jet with somebody, and they're like, hold on a second. You're frugal, but you're flying on a private jet. And I'm like, okay, I like nice things. I like a nice car. I like a nice house. I like a nice hotel, because I travel so much. But now, I'm not against, if a pair of shoes that I want's 50% off, I'll buy it, man. If a big coaching program I wanted to be in went out today and said, hey, it's an expensive program, it's a 50K program, today it's at 25 grand, I'd buy it. Because it's like, how do I make decisions? I make decisions based on how they make me feel. I make decisions based on, will it give me an increase or not? Will it give me more confidence? Do I think I can convert it to money? Like, so what trends do you see that are human nature trends that are irrational with people who want to build insurance companies? What do you see?
I mean, in all honesty, that the people I'm seeing take action on 50% specials or anytime we incentivize are the same people that buy it at full price. Those are the people that, I mean, I guess what I'm seeing more than anything is, if people aren't going to take action, typically discounting the price doesn't make them take action, in my world at least. And it really kind of unveils what true intentions are more than anything, if people are serious.
Well, it's interesting to your point. A guy who booked a 1-to-1 with me yesterday, Antonio DiDomencio, he's bought almost everything we got. He's done Name Your Concept. He's been in the coaching program. It's like he's already sold. And he's like, man, if I could get some more time with Coach Burt for 50% off, I'm buying it. Right. So it's like he sees it as, hey, I'm in. Okay. So when it comes to this Predictably Irrational, it's like people will go to, always use, Texas Roadhouse on a Friday night, or they'll go to Broadway. Let's say they go to Broadway and they'll spend $500 on a night out on Broadway, right? Which is fun. What are they really buying? They'll spend $500 on tickets to go to a concert. They'll spend $1,000 for this, but they won't spend $30 on a book. Like I'll see people that go through the airports and go, man, I'm not buying the book at the airport because it's $35. And I could get it on Amazon for $20. And I'm like, but you're not going to get the book. You're not going to get to read the book on the plane. You're going to have to wait till the book comes to your house. So it's $15 more. Right now, what's the cost of a book? So here's a question for you, Chase. Have you read a book or been to a training with anybody, not just me, that helped you make over $1 million? Yes or no?
Yeah, I would say I could attribute some specific moments back to quantum leaps, as we say.
There you go. So I've read books. So if you read a book and get an idea, or you go to an event and get around a guy, like me getting around Price Pritchett, and I can go, hey man, just thinking about quantum leaps has helped me grow significantly. What was the book really worth? Was it worth $30, or was it worth $1 million? right? If you come out here to my lodge where I'm at today and you go, I got an idea, man, on how to do an event. And at that event, and you go back and do an event, and that event introduces you to one person, and that one relationship you go out and make 500 grand the next year because of that one relationship. No matter what you paid to go to the event was worth it. So I think when I think about predictably irrational, I make some irrational decisions. Yes. I may make some impulsive decisions. Yes. But there's a filter I'm making a decision from of, will this drive up the probability of helping me move toward my B goal or not? Right. Is that how you make decisions too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go back to some very specific examples. When I met you, we didn't know each other.
That's right.
And I knew that you had created a multi-million-dollar coaching business. I said, hey, I want to create a multi-million-dollar coaching business. At that time, I paid you $25,000 to help me create a business. Yep. This month, we've done over $200,000 in revenue in our coaching business.
Yep.
My target is $4 million in my coaching business next year.
Yep.
And my point being is I can trace that back to my years of working with you that of trading that for an infinite return. I paid $40,000 for a 2-day operational seminar on how to grow my business to $100 million. And we took, I mean, I'm not kidding, probably 90% of that whole seminar I knew, right? I mean, I didn't need 90% of that. That 10% though, absolutely gave me the missing pieces I needed to scale our business to $100 million.
So those two decisions, let me ask you these questions. When you made those decisions, did you have to run them by your wife or because I hear a lot of people say that, like, I got to talk to my wife about this, or I'm able to make a decision if I think it's going to help our business, which helps our life. I'm able to make those decisions, right? It's like, hey, I want to make this big decision. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do this. Now, there may be some decisions I make that Natalie comes back and goes, hey, I wish you would have talked to me about that. Like, you got involved with this, whatever, and I didn't even know anything about it. Okay. But when you make these decisions, I want you to think about how people use all of these things and they go, well, I need to think about it, or there's timing. When if they would really just step back and ask, why do they not make these decisions? Let's use a Pritchett line. He says that the brain weighs perceived loss at 3 times the rate it does perceived gain. So the reason people don't make decisions, I think, is they look back to the past at a time when they failed or they didn't do something, right? So and they remember failure. Cardone believed that the reason they're so aggressive with their sales is that people can't make decisions on their own. They have to have somebody to help them make a decision. So if you're a professional salesperson and you're selling something where people struggle to make decisions, what I think you need to be studying in 2026 is the psychology of decisions, which is why I bought the book Predictably Irrational. It's like a real focus point for me. Okay. So when it comes to people growing their insurance business, what decisions do they not make that you see that keeps them small forever?
They just get in that cycle of not making a decision or they want something different, but they don't do anything different, right? They want a different result, but nothing that they do from year to year or day to day changes.
Yep.
I always think, I think I was sitting in one of your seminars one time and you were talking about that person that goes to the gym, and it always sticks with me. It's like that person that goes to the gym every day, they're 30, 40 pounds overweight. They look exactly the same. I want to go up to them and shake them and be like, what are we doing that's not working? Like, we got to do something different. And I see it time and time again. I see people I work with go from making $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month. And the biggest indicator of success to me are the people that make quick decisions.
Well, think about that. Think about this one thing. The person that goes to the gym every day but shows no increase or improvement in their body has developed a habit of going to the gym, which is step one, right? You can read about that in Atomic Habits. Like, it is a good thing to get up, get dressed, go to the gym, overcome inertia. But you could go to the gym for years and not show any great improvement physically. Okay. So is it going to the gym to feel good, to check off a box that you went to the gym? Or is it you're going to the gym to get a change in results? That's kind of what you're saying with the business. It's like, if I want to go out and get the same results in 2026 that I did in 2025, then I could go out and make the exact same decisions, or do I get so sick of it? It's like when Lewis Howes asked Price Pritchett why he went for a quantum leap, he said he was disgusted with incremental growth. Like that means it's just gnawing at him. It's like he's sitting there going, I'm sick. I am so sick of this. Where there's no pain in life, there's no change in life. Okay. No matter what you're doing. So people come into your business. This is interesting too, because when there's downlines, you guys know I've coached some of the top leaders in the world as it relates to downlines. Doug Optavia, Enrique Carrilla at Herbalife, top guys at what became Isogenics, top insurance leaders, top real estate dudes that's got 10,000 people in their downline. And here's what they would always tell me. Coach, we show them exactly how to do it, exactly how to do the presentation, exactly how to do a three-way call, exactly what to say, exactly how to overcome objection. And they don't adhere. It's called adherence in a coaching program, where they don't adhere to exactly the way it's supposed to be done. Is it the same thing for you? You're sitting there watching people like, look, damn it. We show up on Monday. I show you exactly how to do it, exactly what to say, and you don't adhere to it. See, that's predictably irrational.
Yeah, I mean, we're a platform company, and what that means is we are the place that everybody goes for all aspects of growing their business. And we have downlines and producers all over the place, all over the country underneath us. And we have 16 live support calls per week. And there are some people that I see show up to every single call.
Yep.
And they don't do a damn thing besides show up to the call. And it's just like the gym. I can show up to the gym every day and look exactly the same. I can show up to all the trainings that we offer every single day and look exactly the same.
Yep.
And it all comes back to me is, if you want to have a different result, you literally have to do something different. We go back to the gym. You have to change your diet. You literally have to eat different foods.
Yep.
If you want to grow your business, you have to take different actions. You have to hire different people. You have to implement different systems.
Yep.
And I see people going through the motions, but they're not actually implementing or taking action on the advice given.
Well, when you do your A to B exercise and you write it up, it imprints it in the subconscious mind. But in between, so it's real simple to me. A are things you're frustrated with. They could be good. It's like, hey, we're doing good right here. B is your ideal result. And in between are really just two simple things. Actions you need to take and who can help you. Now, with some who's, you're going to get knowledge. Some who's you're going to get skills. Some who's you're going to get prey drive. Some who's you're going to get confidence. Some who's you're going to get relationships. Those are the things you're going to get from a who, right? So if you're not doing A to B, you literally, like when I do my leadership meeting today with Jana, the first thing we talked about in the leadership notes, because I'd sit down and type up all the leadership notes, and it's like, we're going to spend our time in 2026 on nothing but level 10 opportunities, not on problems, but our biggest opportunities that are highly enjoyable, highly profitable, highly meaningful. We created the avatar, the blue Marlins that we're looking for. We talked about when I write out my fee goals, I put cash flowing with high sales and high profits, exit events, where our sales skill solves bigger problem, playing with A players. Then we actually define what an A player is. It's like, look at what I'm telling my brain. I don't like this and I do like this. Okay. So it's what's predictable. Listen to what I'm about to tell everybody. It could be highly predictable that you're going to be successful. It's also highly predictable if you're going to be failing. Would you agree with that?
100%. 100%. I mean, there's a common success pattern I see with operators and agency owners doing 5, 10, 15, $20 million a year.
Yep.
And there's a common pattern I see with people that are doing under $1 million a year.
Yep.
And a lot of it comes down to people, the who's.
Yep.
Right? A lot of the people that I see stuck at low level are the people that think that they're the best at everything and they can only do it. No one else can do it. And they can't hire anybody because no one's as good as me. And the people that I see do 5, 10, 15, 20 million are the people that are hiring people that say, I don't care if they're as good as me. I just want them to be 80% as good as me. Because if I can hire 5 people 80% as good as me, that's still a lot more output than I can do on my own.
Yeah. I really want to encourage everybody on this call today to think in terms of quantum leaps. In 2026, I want you to think in terms of who can help you grow substantially. I want you to think big jumps versus incremental leaps. And I want you to think, if you're just step back and look at your decision-making process and why you're in these loops and patterns of making the same decisions over and over and over. A guy asked me the other day, like, how do I get my people to think bigger? And I said, exposure. If you reflip the switch, to me, what activates the prey drive bigger than anything is seeing something.
And I would complement that with the leader. The leader needs to think bigger.
That's right.
Because the people that are working with you, they can only think as big as you're thinking. And that just tells me that they're not thinking big enough, because the people are capped at what your belief lid is.
100%. Well, this has been a good session, man. I like this. The book is called Predictably Irrational. I think it's a really good book if you want to study decision making. I think I've got a session coming up in 2026 at the Greatness Factory called Make a Damn Decision. And it's like Churchill said, the best decision you can make is the next right decision. The second best decision you can make is the wrong decision. The worst decision you can make is to make no decision.
No decision.
All right, Chase. Look forward to another big year with you. And you are going with me on the flight February 10th to Watercolor, Florida. Ben Wilson is going, who's a multi-million dollar real estate guy and owns his own agency in Mount Juliet. Super, super successful. I coached him many years ago. He was also one of the top coaches at the Core Coaching Company. He's got another guy. So we're quickly filling this thing up. We typically take about 5 people on these spots to us. February 10th, fly private with me. This week it's 50% off. So tell everybody where they can go get some of your coaching at.
Yeah, I mean, our main platform coaching is the coach's office. And like I explained earlier, I mean, I made a decision to work with Coach a couple of years ago. It changed my life. I got some key information that allowed me to do something I'd never done before. And I needed somebody that had already done that to take me somewhere I have never been before. Same thing I did with that operational seminar. And that's what people do in the insurance space with us, is they come to us, they get key information, they get key systems and processes. And we show them how to use them and take their business and 10X, 20X it in a very short amount of time. So CoachGHuddle.com. We've got an event coming up at the Greatness Factory. Coach Burt will be speaking there, Galen Hendricks. Just some big time people that have done some big time things that are going to teach. We don't motivationally speak. We teach on exactly how to do things and exactly how to move the needle in your business.
Yep. Big table moves, folks. Chase, let's get back at it, man. Good to see you today.
Appreciate it, Coach.